Hello, welcome to this video. We're going to be talking a little bit about something off topic, and I know it's a stormy night, but, I got to get this off my chest. This has to do with Sterling National Bank, which happened to take over Astoria Bank, which was my bank, and then they took it over, and Sterling is discriminating against us, and I'm going to show you how in a minute. So if we click in the news here, you'll see Sterling and Astoria announced a plan to merge a while ago, and what they've been doing is they've been closing branches. But who's been bearing the brunt of the branch closures, you may ask? Well, it's the middle of the island. So we're going to go over some of the... You can see, first of all, that there's a gap in the middle of Suffolk County right here because they closed a number of branches in the middle of Suffolk County that we're going to talk about here. And so let me go over to my map here, and I'm going to show you the areas where they closed branches, and you'll see clearly the discrimination that's happening. So let's... I'll just change this to red, all right, and I'll show you where all the branches they closed were, all right. So let me make this a little smaller here. This brush size is a little large. So they closed the Middle Island branch. They closed the Coram branch. Here further west, they closed the branch in Greenvale, which is over here, I guess. It's Greenvale, right? Let's see what else they've closed, and I know they closed East Meadow. So that was over here. All right. I'm trying to think what other branches have been closed, and I know there were a couple more in here that have been closed. But that's 4 branches so far. But you notice something. None of the branches have been on the South Shore. They're all in the middle of the island or on the North Shore. So that's discrimination right there. So we go back to their little map here, and we'll click on the branches here. All right, here's one in the middle of the island. That's Hauppauge. How much longer is that going to be around? Here's Farmingville. Here's Medford. How much longer is that going to be around for? Ridge, how much longer is that going to be around for? So that you could see all the branches that clustered on the South Shore. So we got Oceanside, look at this, Rockville Center, Lynbrook, Valley Stream, Merrick, Seaford, Massapequa Park, Massapequa, Wantaw. You see the idea. We're getting discriminated against because, again, all they care about is a certain demographic, whereas they close branches in the middle of the island. I'm trying to think of what other branches they've closed. But here's why I'm making this rant. I found out another branch is closing, and that's the one in Hicksville. This one is closing. Apparently there's one in Jericho. Yeah, but that's not a bank. This is a form. So they've been closing all these former stores, so it doesn't say that it's closing here. But it is closing. That's what someone just told me today, that they are closing that branch down, even though it doesn't say that it's closing. They've been closing branches like no tomorrow, and it's mainly in the middle of the island. All right, so we go back to our map here. You will see that I'll have to mark Jericho in here. That will be happening in January. All right, and there'll probably be other branches. So you can see all the branches they've closed in the middle of the island. It's one thing. Oh, there's another branch nearby. What's the nearest branch to Greenvale? What's the nearest branch? You got to go all the way to Glen Cove. What's the nearest branch to Hicksville? The guy told me he's going to have to go all the way to Levittown. All right? All right, that's the nearest branch for East Meadow. What about Coram? The nearest branch, I think, is Port Jefferson until they close that one. All right? Middle Island, nearest branch is Ridge until they close that one, because they will be. You know what they're doing. There's favoritism going on again at the banks. All the investment goes to the South Shore. And the middle of the island, especially the middle of the island, is left for dead. And this is another example of it. All right, so let me go into Google Maps now and show you where the banks were. So I'll show you. I don't know if the updated Google Maps have updated since then. But here's the one in Coram. Now, Coram we know is a bad area. But now we have yet another empty spot. So it was right there in this spot right here. All right. Yep, there it is. It's vacant already. So here you go. It closed last year in 2018. Very convenient location, but they closed it. And if we go back in time, you'll see it was an Astoria Bank in 2017. And actually, so Astoria Bank is fairly decent. And these people at Sterling took over, and they're more of a commercial bank, so they only care about a certain demographic. All right, so we go to Middle Island here, and they really got screwed. This area got really hit hard. They got discriminated against, but it's a lower income area, so of course they're going to get discriminated against. All right, so this is where the other bank was, right here. Oh, and I almost forgot to map on my... Let me go back to my map here. I forgot they closed the one in Manhasset a while ago, too. There was one in Manhasset, I think, over here. They closed that one, too. So it's just more discrimination again. All right, so let's go back to this map here. So this is also... All right, this is from September 2017. This is the latest image that they have available. So this was an Astoria Bank. This is now closed as well. So now if you have to go all the way to Ridge. All right, it's not that far, but, you know... You know what I'm saying? So now we go to Greenvale. I'll show you the other branch they closed. Alright. So I'm going to go to Greenvale. And they probably have closed other branches too that I'm leaving out. Alright, Greenvale. And Greenvale got discriminated against too. That was a fairly busy branch. But they closed it too because, again, the North Shore gets discriminated against too because it's doctors and not Wall Street. So that's why. So you can see they redid it. It said Sterling on it. This is closed. That's closed. So they closed that one. You know what? Because of this, I'm going to have to change banks, but not without this rant. All right? So I want anyone else out there who knows who banks with Sterling, you need to think about closing your account because they're going to close your branch. All right? Then they closed East Meadow. They closed this one as well. So let's see. This is from 2018. This one closed down too. This one has been in for a long time. So you see, they only care about a certain demographic. That's the thing. They only care about a certain demographic. Meanwhile, you go to the South Shore, and let me tell you, that some of the banks are really fancy on the South Shore, like the Babylon Village one and the Merrick one. So it's obvious they redid them. They're gearing to a certain demographic. They only care about that certain demographic, and the rest of us can go take a hike to New Jersey or to another bank, which is what I'm going to do. Not going to New Jersey, though. So this is the bank here. I think that's it. Can't really see it too well. Let's see if we can click on it here. Of course, it says Astoria Bank, which it is not an Astoria Bank. It is a Sterling Bank. Google needs to update their information. Let's see. Any images here of the Sterling National Bank in Babylon, so I could show you how fancy it is. All right, let's see. I'm going to do this. I don't know why it's not. Google is not cooperating with us. Well, I'll go to the one in Merrick. The one in Merrick looks similar. So you got Babylon Village. You got one in Great South Bay Shopping Center. There's another one in there. It's all South Shore. They're all over the place on the South Shore. Massapequa Park, Lynbrook, Rockville Center. All right, so let's go to look at the one in Merrick. Hopefully that one we'll be able to see. Yeah, get some better imagery of it. All right, so here, let me go. Hopefully there'll be some pictures. If not, I guess I'm gonna have to throw my own into the video, but hopefully not. No, all right, no pictures. All right. I know I have some pictures. It's very fancy. It's very fancy. I can say that much, but there are no pictures. So I'm going to see if I can... I don't know where they are. I could throw them in the video, but I honestly don't know where I keep them. It's very fancy. It's all you need to know. And if I can throw it in the video, I will. But it's out and out discrimination that's going on. So, again, they got Sterling Bank there. They got, because it's the South Shore, and it's a certain demographic lives there, so they get the best of everything. And we get to suffer. Lynbrook was also very fancy, too. Let's see, I can show you the Lynbrook one, too. So, again, it's all about that demographic. That's all that matters. If you're not with that demographic, you're worthless. That's the way it is in this state. We got to stand up and rise up against this crap, all right? So, here you go. Let's see if we can... Oh. Hang on a minute. There might be some pictures in here. Let's see. Is this, no, it's... Alright, well... Again, what I'm saying is they're putting money into the South Shore locations. They're keeping the South Shore locations open. This is the building it's in right here. While the rest of us are told, well, sorry, you're going to have to travel to go to the bank. And you know the way banks are. If you use an ATM from another bank, they're going to charge you. So who needs that? Who needs that? But again, this is what it is with this demographic. They get what they want, and so they're closing branches. They're not even talking about it on their page, which is pretty ridiculous. So Sterling National Bank. Let's see. Bank closing. Let's see. We can do closing. Let's see what happens here. Closing branches. They closed the Forest Hills one, aren't they? So they're discriminating against Forest Hills. So there's nothing in the news about it. Of course, it doesn't get reported that all these banks are closing, and they're probably going to close Williston Park too. So I mean, it gets to the point where you just got to find another bank because this bank wants nothing to do with you. They only care about a certain demographic, and that's it. So that's been my rant on Sterling National Bank. Again, if you have an account there, I would urge you to close it because they only care about a certain demographic. They're closing branches in the middle of the island, closing Forest Hills. 100-year-old branch. Here we go. I'll go to the patch here. 100-year-old branch. They don't care. They don't care about the community. They only care about a certain demographic. And as far as I'm concerned, we need to take our business elsewhere. Sterling, you only care about a certain demographic. You should be ashamed of yourself. Sterling is a New York-based subsidiary of Sterling Bank Corp to cater to small and mid-sized businesses and consumers, but they really only care about one thing, and that's Wall Street. And I know a lot of banks are like that, which is why maybe it's time to look at credit unions. But anyway, shame on you, Sterling. Shame on you.